You're sitting outside with a group of friends. The evening is warm. Everyone is relaxed, laughing, enjoying the air. Then it starts, a high, thin whine near your ear. You slap your arm too late. A small red bump is already rising. You look around. Nobody else is scratching. Nobody else is annoyed, somehow. Out of 6 people sitting in the exact same spot, the mosquitoes only want you. You think it is bad luck. You think it is random. But the real answer is far stranger. Mosquitoes are not choosing you by accident. They are reading you every breath you exhale. Every drop of sweat on your skin, every signal your body gives off without you even noticing, is being picked up by a creature that has spent millions of years evolving into one of the most efficient hunters on the planet. To understand why mosquitoes choose you, you first have to understand what a mosquito actually wants. It is not your blood itself that matters to her. Yes, her. Only female mosquitoes bite. She needs protein to develop her eggs, and blood is the richest protein source she can find. Everything else about her behavior exists to solve one problem. Find a warm-blooded target as fast and as safely as possible. So how does she find you in a crowd? The first clue is something you cannot control at all. Carbon dioxide. Every time you exhale, you release a small cloud of it into the air. Mosquitoes can detect this cloud from up to 50 meters away, drifting on the wind like an invisible trail leading straight back to you. The neuroscientist Leslie Vaushel at Rockefeller University has spent years studying exactly how a mosquito's brain processes these signals. Her research shows that carbon dioxide acts almost like a switch. It does not just alert the mosquito that food is nearby, it activates her entire hunting system, making her far more responsive to every other signal that follows. Do you see the problem already? The people who breathe out more carbon dioxide simply get found first. Larger people, pregnant people, people who have just been exercising. It has nothing to do with how sweet your blood is. It has everything to do with how much you're breathing out and how big a cloud you are leaving behind you in the air. But carbon dioxide only gets a mosquito close. It does not tell her exactly who to land on. For that, she needs something more specific. She needs your smell. Human skin is covered in bacteria. Hundreds of different species living in colonies across every inch of you. These bacteria break down your sweat and produce a unique mixture of chemical compounds, an odor signature as individual as a fingerprint. The entomologist James Logan at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine ran a landmark study using twins to test whether this odor signature is something you're simply born with. He compared identical twins, who share nearly all of their genes, against non-identical twins who share far fewer. The identical twins showed strikingly similar levels of attractiveness to mosquitoes. The non-identical twins did not. What does that tell you? It tells you that being a mosquito magnet is not just bad luck. It is written, quite literally, into your genes. Some people's skin bacteria produce a chemical cocktail that mosquitoes find almost impossible to ignore. Others produce compounds that seem to actively repel them. There is another factor hiding inside your own body that most people never think about: your blood type. Some research suggests that people with type O blood are bitten roughly twice as often as people with type A. Scientists are still working out exactly why, but one theory points to secretor status, a genetic trait that determines whether your blood type shows up as a chemical signal in your sweat. If your body broadcasts that signal loudly, mosquitoes can detect it from the air before they even land. Heat plays a role too. Mosquitoes have specialized sensors that detect infrared radiation, the same kind of heat signature a thermal camera would pick up. If your skin runs warmer than the people around you, whether from exercise, metabolism, or simply body temperature, you are giving off a stronger heat signal for her to lock onto. Even the color of your clothing matters. Mosquitoes rely heavily on vision for the final stage of their approach, and dark colors like black, navy, and red stand out sharply against most backgrounds. Wear white or light colors outdoors, and you become just a little harder to spot in that last crucial moment before landing. Now step back and think about what this actually means. A mosquito is not randomly choosing a victim the way you might randomly choose a seat on a bus. She is running a multi-stage tracking system, refined over roughly 200 million years of evolution. Carbon dioxide gets her in the general area. Heat and movement narrow the search. Skin odor, shaped by your genes and your bacteria, makes the final identification. And once she is close enough, sight guides her the last few centimeters to a landing spot. Every single stage of that process is built entirely around finding warm-blooded animals as efficiently as possible. Long before humans existed, mosquitoes were tracking birds and reptiles and other mammals using this exact same toolkit. You did not create this system by existing. You simply happened to walk around broadcasting every signal it was built to detect. This is where the story becomes strange in a different way. You spend your whole life thinking of yourself as one single unified person. But to a mosquito, you are a walking cloud of chemical information, a cocktail of carbon dioxide, heat, bacterial byproducts, and blood chemistry, all broadcasting outward whether you like it or not. She does not see your face. She does not know your name. She is reading a signal that your body has been sending out since the moment you were born. One that was fixed largely by your genetics before you ever took your first breath. That is the part that tends to unsettle people the most. You cannot simply decide to stop being attractive to mosquitoes. You cannot outsmart a system that was already reading you before you understood it existed. What you can do is make yourself a little quieter in that system. Repellents like DEET do not make you invisible. They work by jamming the mosquito's ability to detect the very chemical signals her sensors are built to find, essentially adding noise to a signal she has spent millions of years learning to read with precision. So the next time you're sitting outside with friends and the mosquitoes seem to be circling only you, remember what is actually happening. It is not bad luck. It is not chance. It is a tracking system built over 200 million years, responding precisely to the unique combination of breath, heat, bacteria, and blood chemistry that makes you, biologically speaking, exactly who you are. You slap your arm again. Another bump rises. Your friends laugh and go back to their conversation, untouched, unbothered. You are not unlucky. You are just, in the eyes of something that has been hunting for 200 million years, unmistakably yourself.